Now, with respect to this, to simplify certain equations, you might need to prime factorize the bases before applying exponential laws. Remember, factorization is all about finding what? Factors. You may write it down, but I will send the video. So it's up to you. As long as you make sure that it is in your notes. Okay? That means for certain expressions, when simplifying, you will not be able to apply exponential laws until you have split the bases. Now I'm going to give you a simple example here. First, find the factors of each base. You will realize that you will not be able to apply any of the exponential laws until you have prime factorized the base. Now here's an example here, guys. Do I have the bases that are the same here? 6 is not the same as 12, and it is also not the same as 2. I also have 18, which is not the same as 8. Question is, can I express 6 in a simplest exponential law, exponential way? Can I? Can you write it in the simplest exponential form? 4 in simplest exponential form, what is it? 2 what? 2 squared. What about 8? And then what about 25? And what about 64? 2 to the exponent of? 2 to the exponent of 6. Can you do the same thing with 6? Do you guys know how to use your calculator to simplify a base to the simplest exponential form?
Yes, we do.
How do you do it?
You put the number and you include it and then you shift.
So you write the number and then you press equal sign and then what? And then shift factorize. When you do that with 6, what do you get? You will get 2 times 3. Now that's how you prime factorize this. So for me with 6, I will have to take 2 and multiply it with 3. What about 12? What will it be? 2 squared times 3. And then you've got 2. Guys, please note, this in the question paper, it will simply say simplify without using what? A calculator. Guys, use the calculator, but be smart about it. Okay? You'll realize that from the notes that I've sent you, corrections to the previous classwork, I simply calculated everything without using a calculator. But you can always cheat the method and use the calculator, but you don't have to let me know that you are using a calculator. Okay? Just like you hide certain things from your parents. You know what they are. Now, what is 18 to the simplest exponential form? 2 times 3 to the power of 2. Now you're going to split them, guys. Once you split them, please note that the exponent doesn't change. Now I have a lot of people that now get confused. Guys, we still have 6. What is the exponent of 6? No. It is n plus 1. I'm changing nothing. I still keep 6 as it is, but all I'm doing, guys, is to split it. But the exponent doesn't change, right? Now, hence here, I'm going to have... Okay, it's doing its own thing now. Now, hence, all I did, guys, was simply to simplify things. I've just split 6, which is 2 times 3, and obviously 12 will be 3 times 4. But you guys said it is 3 times 2 squared. Okay, and 2 is still the same. It has an exponent of n. 18 will be 9 times 2. I don't expect you guys to write them as this. Instead of 9, what can you write? 3 to the power of 2, right? Now, please note that All I did, guys, was simply to multiply the exponents inside. Now, what is the exponent of 3 here? It is 1. Okay, all I'm going to do is just to take that 1 and multiply it with n, and the same 1 will be multiplied with positive 1. Does that make sense? What is the exponent of 2? It is still 1. What am I going to do again? Multiply that 1 with what? With n, and multiply that 1 with 1 again. I hope that makes sense. Are we all together? How many bases do I have inside that bracket? Which is what and what? 3 and 2. What is the exponent of 3? No, it's not n plus 1, it is just 1. Look inside this bracket here. I have 3 times 2. And the exponent of that 3 is 1. The exponent of that 2 is still 1. So to break the bracket, I will have to multiply the exponents. Why are you guys laughing now? Are we good? Okay. Inside this bracket here, what do I have? I have 3 times 4. Let's say focus. Inside this bracket, I have 3 times 4. The exponent of 3 is 1, and the exponent of 4 is 1. What I'm going to do is just to take this outside exponent and multiply it by each exponent that is inside the bracket. So I will simply take n multiplied by 1 and take that negative 1 multiplied by 1 as well, which is the exponent of 3. And then I'm going to take the same exponent and multiply it with the exponent of what? Okay, everyone. 4. And what is the exponent of 4? It is 1. So basically that n minus 1 will be multiplied by 1, which is the exponent of 4. That is how we got to that. Does that make sense to everybody? Does this make sense to everyone? And this? And that? What happened then? Exactly. 4 is the same as 2 what? 2 squared. But what was the exponent of this 2 squared? It was 1. But obviously when we multiply it out, it will be n minus 1. Does that make sense to everyone? Now all you have to do is to multiply this 2 with that n and multiply that 2 with the negative 1, and that's how we got that 2n minus 2. Questions? We good? I still have 2 in the denominator. What must I do with this 9 here? What is it? 3 to the power of 2. And obviously with that one I don't have to do anything. How did I get that? How did I get that? I've just highlighted it. 2 to the exponent of 3. How did I get it? I simply prime factorized 8 and it gave me that 2 to the exponent of 3. Once I've done that, please note that that 3 must be multiplied with what? N. It must also be multiplied with negative 1. Does it make sense to everyone? Yes. Now, hence, I'm going to have that solution over there. Questions? Yeah.
How many marks will this be?
This will normally be around 6 marks. Seconds. Now, guys, I now have a base of 3. What's happening with the exponents? What did I do with the exponents? I simply multiplied this 3 here with that 3. When I multiply the bases that are the same, what must I do with the exponents? I need to add the exponents. Does that make sense as to why I have n plus 1 plus n minus 1. Does it make sense to everyone? Similarly with 2, I multiplied 2 to the exponent of n plus 1 with 2 to the exponent of 2n minus 2, and I multiplied it again with 2 to the exponent of n. All I had to do was just to take these exponents and add them together. That's how I got n plus 1 plus 2n minus 2 plus n. Does that make sense to everyone? Don't just say and then send me monsters later on. Now, with this 3, I will simply multiply 2 with n and take the same 2 and multiply it with 2. How much am I going to get there? 2n plus 4. Does that step make sense to everyone? From here, guys, what must I do? Basically, these ones are the same, correct? What about the 3's? So I'm going to have 3 to the exponent of 2n minus 2n minus 4. Remember, when it jumps the division sign, the sign changes. Guys, this is not the same as when we have addition in between. When we have addition in between, I said you must always fight to take out a common factor. That is unnecessary here. You see, for not doing your work, now you don't understand what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, I did it in a complicated way. You could have done it in an easy way, and this is what you could have got. Guys, you are allowed to jump that step and go straight from that step to that one over there. Does that make sense to everyone? You sure? Now, guys, obviously, I will have 3 to the exponent of minus 4, which will be the same as how much? What is 3 to the exponent of minus 4? What am I going to write it as? 1 over 3 to the exponent of 4, which is 1 over 81, which is simply 1 over 81. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Guys, 81 is 3 to the exponent of 4. Questions? Questions? Any questions? Okay, since you have no questions, let's get started with that. Guys, I'm going to give you 5 minutes for the first one. Do the first one quickly now. Guys, work, please. Guys, please do number 2, another 5 minutes. Whoa. Sorry? Any, but I always prefer the smallest factors like 2 and 3. Yeah, it can be 6 squared, but I want you to break it down. Put it into your calculator, factors of 36. How much do you get? It's 36 equal sign. What else you guys do? 2 squared times 3 squared. Did you get it? Please tell her how to do it.